I knew the second the Vaults trailer, the official Brawl Stars channel released, that Brawl Reflex would make a video on how Griff was the center of attention. Welcome to the third ever DarrylCast episode, and today we're talking about the new steampunk season. No steampunk Darryl.
Krusty Kratsticks! Yo ho, oh
The
no!
steampunk season is here, giving us chaos drops, mega boxes, and keys in the new and improved Brawl Pass. We also got a new game mode, Safe Blast. Safe Blast is basically the same game mode as Heist, except in the center of the map, bombs will spawn, and that are the only way to damage the safes. I find Darryl to be rather good at this game mode, and I am also coming across a lot of GGs and Gales. That's basically all for the news. Just one more thing. If you know anyone who doesn't play Brawl Stars, please convince them to play, because the latest updates, in my opinion, are rather high quality, and unlike Clash Royale, aren't uselessly annoying. Today's Brawl of the Day is extremely annoying. Sometimes. It's Kit. Kit is a legendary support brawler with the title of Meow. Kit's attack, super, gadgets, star powers, and hypercharge are Attack, Claws. Kit attacks with a quick, short-ranged claw, hitting enemies in a wide cone. There exists an extremely short 0.1 second delay to the attack, but there isn't any travel time, so the attack instantly takes effect after the delay. However, the attack cooldown overall is very short, and it takes 0.4 seconds to complete. When attached to a friendly brawler, the attack changes to yarn balls. Kit throws a ball of yarn over obstacles that bounces up, hitting the ground, and blows up after 1 second, dealing massive damage to any enemy caught in its 1.5 tile blast radius. However, Kit has a slow reload speed and slower attack cooldown in this form. Super, Carry Me. Similar to Edgar, Kit jumps into the air and over obstacles briefly for 0.5 seconds before landing onto the area where the super was aimed. If there are any lakes, his jump is extended to the nearest ground. While in the air, Kit is completely immune to all damage, besides status effects and damage applied over time. When he lands on an enemy brawler, he instantly deals damage to them and stays attached to them for 2 seconds, during which he stuns them and deals low damage over time. Kit cannot move or attack while attached to the enemy brawler. However, he can hold the ball in Brawl Ball. When Kit lands on an ally brawler, he transforms into his alternate form, becoming immune to all damage and attaches to them for 10 seconds and instantly recharges his super while attached. Kit heals both himself and the brawler he is attached to over time for 10% of their maximum health per second. If 10 seconds have passed, the ally brawler is defeated, or Kit uses his super in the alternate form. He jumps off, transforming back into his normal form, and loses his supercharge. If he uses his super to detach, he dashes a short distance, otherwise he drops in the same spot he was immediately before detaching. Kit cannot jump on allies or enemies if they have an invulnerability shield. Gadgets. Cardboard box. When activated, Kit hides in a cardboard box, turning himself invisible for 3 seconds, allowing him to either retreat or ambush an enemy. Similarly on Super, if Kit takes damage during the gadget activation, he will momentarily be visible. If Kit uses his main attack while invisible, he loses his invisibility. But if he uses his Super, he does not. In addition, if Kit stands still, the effectiveness of his supercharge rate from his trait is doubled. This gadget can be activated in both his normal form and his alternate form, though using it in his alternate form is useless. The next gadget, Cheeseburger. Yes, it is called Cheeseburger. Upon activation, Kit heals both himself and the friendly brawler he is attached to for 30% of their maximum health. This gadget can only be activated if Kit is in his alternate form. Star Powers. Power Hungry. This star power increases the damage and heal buffs from every power cube collected by 0.5 times. Overly Attached. With this star power equipped, Kit's alternate form lasts 5 seconds longer, increasing its duration from 10 to 15 seconds. Hypercharge, making biscuits, which apparently is something that cats actually do. They roll up things into little biscuits. While activated, when Kit uses his super on an enemy brawler, he will stun the enemy while still being able to move and attack. However, he will no longer deal damage over time to enemies he hits. If Kit uses his super on a friendly brawler, he heals them for twice as much and his attack range in the alternate form increases significantly. However, Kit will not heal himself for twice as much as normal. The healing on the friendly brawler is increased for the hypercharge's duration and goes back down to normal once the hypercharge ends. But the attack's additional range stays until the super duration ends. Kit also gains a 20% speed boost, as well as a 5% damage and shield. Thanks for listening to the first episode for 2026. And once more, keep playing and you'll get that promotion, buddy.